doing the job.
Okay.
Love it.
Dude, my camera's awesome.
Yeah, your camera's awesome. Your light's awesome.
We're live? Are we live? Can you see us?
I cannot see it.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to confirm this all over again.
No, hold on a second. I think you're live. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Okay.
We're going to find it.
I wish there was a way that you could, like, know for
Yeah,
sure.
there it is.
Okay, click on it. Make sure everything's good. Because I can't see comments. So. Okay. Looks good.
It's coming through.
All right. Do we got anybody in already or no?
Still loading.
I wish there was a way that you could, like, know for sure. Okay, click on it. Make sure. How's the audio? Sounding good? I can't see comments. Yeah, that Rockwar mic
What is
does
going
a
on?
great job.
The first one on.
It's not loading.
Do you see any live comments? We're trying to get his going so we can respond.
SMG 2040. This is his first one on.
Nice.
That's Steve. All right, now I'm in.
He's sending you some love or something. Yeah, that Rockwar.
All right, SMG 2040. Nice.
That's
You're
Steve.
number one. You're number one. Okay. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we're trying to just get things established here real quick. Give us a minute. You'll notice probably got that we tried to get a better, good, high quality microphone, good quality camera. You might need to turn that down a touch.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. So, yeah. Test. Oh, wow. People are piling in. Welcome, everybody. We're getting things established. Hopefully, you guys can tell we've worked to try to get a better camera system for communicating. As you can see, there's the mountains in the background. I don't know how much of it you guys can see, but we've got the clouds in the It's not green screen. That's real. That's real background.
Okay.
So, yeah. Here, we'll prop it up here against that or something. So, yeah, you don't want to see the bottle right there. And, yeah, it's funny because sometimes when you see these backgrounds, I've had people message me before and say, is that a green screen? I assure you, it is not a green screen. It's we got Scott Burke here. He's going to be our manual test guy. He's going to walk into the background. It's going to be pretty cool. This is our drone pilot, Scott Burke. None of this would be possible without him. So, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, as you can see, he just disappeared into the background. So, yeah. Welcome, everyone. Colorado. Yeah. Kentucky Bigfoot. Welcome. Nice. Vancouver Island. Patrick. Patrick from Vancouver Island. Awesome. Yeah, so we're here tonight. We're going to be doing a live thermal drone search for you all. We're going to be going up and down this valley behind us. You can see we're above a large old growth platform in the bottom, and there's some strip sections that are still left, and a lot of second stage and young monoculture forest on the sidewalls, exposed cliffs. It's going to be a good time, and we've got the 640 thermal drone. Beautiful cloud cover. It's been kind of cool weather for this time of year. So
It's definitely cool. You can see we're dressed
yeah,
cool because it was blowing wind earlier and
Oh, yeah.
the sun went down and we're high in the mountains, so it's chilly.
but good. It's been good. It's better than swelteringly hot, which we've dealt with a lot in the past up in this area.
It got warm earlier today. I mean, in the afternoon.
70s, but not 80s.
I was sweating.
You also passed out in your car, so
I was taking a nap. I had to be ready for this event.
yeah. When you're a Bigfooter, you tend to do a lot of these midday naps, so you have the energy to jack yourself up on caffeine to be up at night for this kind of stuff. So it's
So what kind of reports are around here? Why are we here?
Yeah, so we're in an area that is where several sections of the Cascades squish together, and there's a main river corridor flowing through. We can actually kind of hear it way down there. But we're two sections of the mountains slammed together, and there's a history in this location, and it goes all the way back to the 1950s. There's a lot of really old road crossing reports are pretty common in this location.
Yes.
Where the animals change elevation based on the weather, and it's pretty awesome territory. A lot of data for this location. And
And we're on the edge of a cliff.
Yep, we're on the edge of a cliff right now. And specifically, what kind of reports we get? Like elk hunters submit reports from this location. Some campers down by the river corridor hear vocalizations, and then some remote backpackers along the trail systems in this area have had very weird experiences, and then obviously the road crossings as cited. So that's the kind of stuff going on out here.
Son and Sherry say hello.
Hey,
So we're
thanks for
right
checking
back at
in.
ya.
We caught your stream a little bit yesterday from camp. It was we were chilling watching Mount Rainier and the sunset, and we had the opportunity to jump on and be sure to check out Bigfoot Evidence. They share stories and do streams on location where stuff is happening. It's a cool spot to go visit, so check them out. Bigfoot Evidence on Facebook. Cool little page to cruise through every so often. So be sure to check them out.
Lita Freeman says hi from NorCal.
Northern California.
Hi back. And yes, Central Kentucky Bigfoot naps are quite popular amongst people my age. I will not deny it.
Yeah. Hey, why not? Naps are nice when you can afford to take them.
Hello, Earl Andrews from Vancouver. Hi, Brenda from Arizona. Whoa.
You just hit the add closure. You're wearing gloves. That doesn't help.
What you doing?
Yeah, he's prepared is what he'll tell me next. Yeah. Arizona, high boys, very cold, wet, windy day in Melbourne, Australia. That's a long ways from here. I can believe it.
It's winter there. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy to think about. Our summer's their winter.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, thank you. Corridors are key, absolutely. Jewel, Oregon. I've driven through, I've not stayed. No activity recorded yet tonight. The Starlink quality's pretty good, I think. If you tell us. So
Yeah, we're on Starlink.
Shaver Lake. Where's that at?
Starlink is rocks.
You have to tell us.
Brenda, let us know where Shaver Lake is.
Yeah, hello from Southern Nevada. From Norman, Oklahoma, I think.
It's behind the heart. I can't
see
see it. We need more people to post.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're here to announce two things. Also, just for those here, be sure to spread this information if you like all Bigfoot stuff, conferences, that kind of thing. So number one, we will be attending the Randall Packwood Bigfoot Festival / Bigfoot Conference. It's a scientific-centric conference about Bigfoot research and all things awesome in the wilderness of the Pacific Northwest. It will have a whole cider fest, kids entertainment zone, some small amusement type rides. It's going to have an off-roading class put on by some local friends of ours, and some really good local Northwestern eateries and food trucks will be visiting the area. So it's going to be a great time. Hope some of you guys can make it out. You can get your tickets at beyondthefootprint.com. It's put on by the East Lewis County Chamber of Commerce Board. You can find it on Facebook, and obviously type in the website or search it in Google. You can find it there and get your tickets now. Everything's open. We just went and visited the site today.
We're at the site today, and it's phenomenal. It's huge.
It's going to be it's not going to be like a traditional packed conference location where everyone's
it's not
like,
in a convention center.
Yeah, no, you are literally in the edge of Bigfoot habitat. And what I mean by that is where the conference and the speakers will be less than 700 yards from where Bigfoots have crossed the road historically, from data that I've personally taken over the past 6 years. So the location's very much in a Bigfoot area. As a matter of fact, when we went into the parking lot today, there were elk running through the middle of the conference
parking lot.
Yeah, through the parking lot area where the vendors and the speakers will be. I will be speaking, as well as Matt Moneymaker, Shelley Covington, Montana, Jonathan Easley.
Now you got to remember them all.
And there's two BFRO guys out of Canada. I'm sorry, you'll have to forgive me.
Sullinak and Hill.
Sullinak and Hill, thank you. They will be coming down from Canada and some of the BC investigation regions to represent. and talk about a number of really cool
The miners.
things. And then we will have, yes, the Rebel Miner and their associates involved. They'll be speaking. And then we'll obviously other cool
Did you say
things.
Jonathan Easley?
Yes.
Who did we forget? Sorry if we forgot somebody.
Yeah, we're it's hard to track it all today. We've had a long day, but it will also be, we can't talk about it, but we'll just say you have a little bit of context from seeing what's going on with our channel and some of the things happening here. But there will be some things for this conference that have never been done before that myself, Matt Moneymaker, and a number of others have put together to really make it special for the crowds and in a way take you guys along for a live research hunt in the field to the conference. And you'll be able to interact with us each day and ask us questions and hear cool stuff and have good food and good time and do all the cool stuff. So,
okay, I got to acknowledge PC Box Services. Thank you for the contribution.
thank you. Yeah.
Very kind.
Every bit helps with gas. We've burned through so much gas this weekend, for instance. And
Jimmy at Off-Road X-Files says hello.
hey, Jimmy. Jimmy will be there also.
Yeah, we forgot him. Jimmy will be a speaker.
Yeah. I would have gotten there, but yeah, Jimmy's there. Jimmy from Off-Road X-Files. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel and some of his stuff. He does some cool stuff all over Washington State, and they have a YouTube channel.
Okay, Scott's launching the drone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're launching the drone here in just a minute, but that is announcement 1. And announcement 2, do you remember what we were going to, how we were going to cover the announcement 2?
You were just...
Or something. We were good.
You
We're
were
trying
gonna
to be
leave
specific.
us
Yeah,
a
gotcha.
sneak
Gotcha.
That DNA.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So we'll tell you guys all about it near the end, but we have a bit of an announcement that we're going to be doing here, and then I may put together an additional video about it. But to those interested, we're working on an eDNA project, and we'll be announcing who we're joining and working with and what that's going to look like at the end of the stream, so stick with us. But we're already in the air, and we got precious flight time on the battery, so we're going to get rolling here. So
okay, Scott, no, we don't think there's any truth to the Bigfoot massacre theory regarding the Bluff Creek Patterson-Gimlin film.
Absolutely not. No. As someone who knows video,
yes,
no.
Ninja, we have had experiences near here, encounters.
Yes. At least 4 that I can think of over the years, from 2015 and now. So 11 years. Okay. So, all right.
You gonna switch over?
I'm gonna switch over. Let us know if you can hear us. We switched the mic. We had it set so the microphone is dominant on both channels, but we're gonna transition to the drone now, folks. So this is gonna be looking down into some old growth and second stage. It looks like the view's actually pretty good. I'll be transitioning now. So you should be able to still hear us. Please let me know if you can still hear us with the microphone dependence. Just make sure it's still good. Scott, how are we looking over there?
Scott Walker, yeah, go ahead and email it to us and we'll listen to that audio. If you have it. If you just saw it on Travel Channel, I don't know how we're going to see it. Yes, Steve, we invite Bigfoot to let Scott see him in the thermal.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we have Steve Cole.
Steve, oh my word. Steve is like running our whole operation these days. It's crazy.
Thank you, Steve, for the contribution.
It really helps us. That's awesome. Are you guys still able to see what we're doing? Can you still see us and all that?
We can hear you, yeah.
Okay, good.
Still hear you. Low volume.
Awesome.
Oh, we got low volume.
Hey,
should we pull that closer to us?
Okay, is it low?
Corey Nick says...
let me just see.
Yeah, John Taylor says they can still hear, but it's a little low.
Okay.
Just pull it closer to us?
No. He can just switch it. We'll have, is it the Nabro mic?
Yeah.
So click this.
It's a
camera? Okay.
No, that's...
Oh, because we switched. We're switched.
Hold on a second here.
Yeah, 1 second, folks.
Scott is both our drone pilot and our techie, and so the drone is kind of just stationary
Audio
right
input
now.
source, yeah. I think you got to unclick that, or I don't know. 1 second, folks. We'll get this straightened out just a second.
Yeah, you just keep talking. We'll get it going.
Yeah, so I'll just talk a little louder, I guess, for the minute.
Some folks are saying they hear it fine. Some folks are saying it's a
Yeah,
little
so
low.
is the audio quality the same as earlier, or is it just like it's tolerable? That's what we really need to know, because we need to ensure that you guys all can hear us pretty
now we're
good.
getting a bunch of sounds good, so
Okay, there we go.
we'll just let
We're
it go.
better.
Okay.
I think we got it fixed.
Can't we just...
No, we got it. He got it fixed.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fixed. Okay, cool. So as you can see, that's the road below. So what's really cool about this area is that the bottom is an old growth stand, but then there's second stage along the sides here. So there's some good transition and feeding and foraging areas. And there's a lot of regrowth coming back from some thinning done previously. It's quite the thing. It's there should be animals all over down in here, so it's just a matter of getting on top of them.
Okay, yeah, everybody says it's louder now. Good job,
Okay,
Scott.
nice, epic.
I wish all of you watching this live stream had a friend like Scott Burke. He's very helpful.
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to call somebody at like 8:30, and then he'll just ask you. He'll get on the phone and go, "Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on?" And you know what? The crazy part is most of the time that works. See, I can't explain it. And I'm a tech guy, and he's a little more techie than me on this kind of stuff. So, yeah.
So Scott was flying last night at a different location, and we didn't see much. The canopy was really thick, but this canopy, believe it or not, is not as thick as where we were last night.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Those are some big birds.
Vultures? Are they vultures, maybe?
Hard to tell, but that's a bird. That's something that's alive.
Scott thinks that's a bird roosted in the top of a evergreen. Conifer tree.
Where's Chris Spencer? Chris Spencer is at home tending to life stuff, important stuff. He'll be joining us in the future, of course, as always.
All right, good job, Jimmy, doing therming in the blues.
Yeah.
And John Taylor.
Yeah, John Taylor. Wow, thank you. $100. Wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Give us a little time while we gather ourselves after John's contribution.
We got a lot. We got to cover here. Wow, where are you guys? We are in the Cascade Range, not far from Mount Rainier. We can leave it at that.
We're in the triangle.
We're on the border of the
The
triangle.
volcanic triangle.
Kinda. Yeah, we're in the I like that. We're within the bounds of the volcanic triangle. Yep.
Between Adams, St. Helens, and Rainier.
Yep. Got drone video of a bear last weekend. Very nice. Should be posting that stuff on YouTube. Is there a water source near where the drone is right now? Yeah, there are springs and marshes and benches all over this area. Of course, we always have a ton of water nearby. I don't believe you can be in good Bigfoot habitat or really large omnivore habitat without being near a good water source. I know it seems to be very important. Yeah, it was SMG 2040, feeding the baby. Yes, very important life stuff. As I was saying, taking care of a baby is #1 goal. And Chris and his family are doing just that.
Scott, are you following the creek?
I'm trying to. I gotta find the people.
But I'm gonna transition back to us for a minute. Just make sure the microphone's good. Let me know if the microphone transitions appropriately. Again, I'm gonna switch back over to us real quick. I'm trying here. I did, but it looks like it froze.
Not yet, Scott.
It's not letting me. It's showing me both screens are the same.
Okay, so it's just
Or do I have to click scenes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
okay.
you can transition.
Yeah,
like
do that.
this.
Perfect. Okay, cool.
you turn it on?
Definitely didn't want to.
Ridge Camper has the video of the bear posted.
Ooh, you should share it. Yeah, Facebook's awesome. Where is it shared on Facebook? Let us know. I'd like to watch. I love seeing wildlife behavior from drones. It's always informative. And as we use more and more drones in our research, it's important, I think, to have a catalog of how animals react to drones for comparison analysis to when someone films something unusual with the drone, you can compare it to it.
Yes, John Taylor. Chris is on burp duty.
Yeah.
Mark McClure.
Yes. Yeah. He did. Yeah. Chris definitely needed some sleep after all the stuff he's been working on.
The plans tonight, Mark McClure, are we're on the edge of a cliff where we're sitting and launch the drone from, and Scott is flying the drone up and down a valley with some burned out areas and some recent clear cuts. And we're hoping that we can get better access viewpoints with the drone looking through into those areas.
Yes.
They have a thinner canopy.
Let me see here.
So Scott's working on his direction and the map,
awesome.
trying to
Thank
figure
you.
out where he's going to fly right now, and we'll switch back to the thermal drone here in a sec. Okay, you ready to switch back, Scott? No, you got to get rid of that map. Okay, now we can switch.
Yeah, okay, switch over.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we're back over to the drone.
And Scott's flying over the creek, so what you're seeing is hot rocks, hot logs down there.
And cold water.
And black, cold water.
But yeah, let me see here. There was, you have videos that indicate that you were being watched by BF within 100 yards. This is from Ghost Repair Breakdown. Maybe stay within the range of your camp. Yeah, so we're actually not that far from our primary camp. We're just down at this area for reception. We typically run audio in our camp overnight the entire time and around us. And the thermal drone is just basically survey of the area ahead of time. We tend to shut it down around 11:30, and then we go back to camp, make weird noises, bang on metal, whatever, and then go to bed to try to see if we can further draw something in. But the drone is a basic detection feature, and then we're always ready to launch again if something is approaching. So, yeah, and us leaving the camp a little bit away for a while kind of gives something an opportunity to kind of come in, explore in our absence while we're doing this. And in some instances, we will actually fly the drone back over our camp and check it back out. So, I mean, we're covering all the bases.
Right. Happy birthday, Ramona. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Joining us on her birthday. That's awesome. Let me see here. SoCal Sasquatch. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I'm Ramona's favorite. Not you.
That's okay. I can't have everybody think I'm the favorite. That's not cool. As long as I'm useful.
Oh, thanks, SoCal Squatch. Appreciate the compliment.
Yeah.
Right back at you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Thank you. The footage. Yeah, we're trying to bring you guys really good footage of what we're doing, what we see, and like our methods. And you'll be seeing a lot more of our long format content and even some breakdowns on how we do the technology, what's necessary, why we do what we do, rigging stuff up, what we carry. There's going to be a lot more of that in the near future.
Yeah, so right now on the drone thermal view there, you want to look for those white areas that are moving. If they're just stationary, most likely it's a bedded elk or a hot rock. But if we can get a heat signature that's moving, that'll indicate that it's a living creature to us.
You can also see hollow logs and decomposing stumps and stuff that collect debris and material and moisture that become fungal and bacteria breeding grounds, and they will actually generate heat too and kind of trick you out a little bit. So that one's on you right there. That one.
Oh, Corey, we're looking for Plateau Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dark cloud that's hanging over my head. It's like pounding me every day.
Yeah.
Kirk, you got to make that video. Kirk, you got to make that video. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
I've gotten like 6 comments about it.
My computer died about 2 months ago, and for the last 2 months, I've been trying to put my life back together, and I finally got everything patched back the way it was and functional now, and I'm back. And that's the plan next week, is to start working on videos again. I know Chris and Nathan have been carrying the channel. I haven't posted anything for a long time, but I'm going to get back at it.
We've also had a lot of other things on our plate to balance at the same time to establish some stuff that we'll be excited to tell you guys about here in the coming months as we get the ideas and products out there. I'll leave it at that for now, for people who are interested in research stuff and making noise in the woods. So, but yeah, we got stuff coming. There was something I just saw right here. Your channel would be great even if it was just outdoor stuff, but the BF aspect makes it even better. Thank you, Adam Zero. I appreciate that.
That's Ramona's dad.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah, and I try to share a little bit about, survival and bushcraft and, backcountry experience, tracking, and then, of course, the Bigfoot stuff. I try to encompass a little bit of all that stuff because it's relevant. You can't find an unknown if you don't understand the knowns and have preparedness on the forefront of all your actions. So it's really important. But yes, did I miss something?
Nope. The next was Ghost of Para Breakdown.
It's about time that kind of research. Yeah, we're trying, man. We're trying. We're doing the best we can. How's your battery time over there, Scott? Okay.
Yes, Mark, we will. And you'll be able to be there with us if we see something.
Oh yeah, you better believe if we get an image while you guys are here, there's going to be we'll have a variety of episodes going.
At this point, I'm about ready to freak out if we just see an elk. This thick canopy is difficult to deal with.
That being said, you saw some elk in the parking lot today and you didn't flinch.
I mean, with the thermal drone.
Oh, I know.
I just want proof of concept that we can see something. We haven't seen something since we saw that bear and the elk in that meadow. Welcome,
Corey Dean, L7E. Glad to have you. Let me see here. Yeah, so we'll also be doing more daytime drone footage inclusion.
Scott, on the right side, what is that?
You guys will be seeing a lot more.
Oh, there's
an animal. Okay. That's got to be an animal. That's hot. That's like really hot. Oh, it's moving. Yep, that's an animal. It looked like it moved. Yep, that's moving. Is that a bear? Where's it at?
Can you go lower?
Can you get on it or not? So our pilot has to be able to maintain sight on the drone and to be in accordance to the rules, and obviously maintain signal strength. And so, yeah.
Okay.
So we're doing what we can, folks, with that one.
Yeah, the drone is dropping slowly because he's below where he's sitting, and it's a safety feature.
SoCal Sasquatch says Kirk's videos are the best, especially the narration.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. I try hard on them.
Thanks, Brenda Dixon. I appreciate that. We try to put out interesting stuff. That's got to be a bear, the way it's kind of moving. It's got to be a bear.
Keep dropping. Let's get a closer look, if you can, bud.
At certain heights, I'm sure they can hear the drone. But I think it's kind of tough when you got for instance, like down in this situation, that's in a creek, near a creek bottom and stuff, and there's the rivers going, got a little bit of breeze and sound going all around there. It's probably tough to actually hear the drone at the height he's at going over this river valley, and this it's probably not even aware. And do I think a Sasquatch could notice it? Yeah, in a perfectly still, quiet valley, it's totally possible, but not before it's already known to be being filmed. I don't think it would be very easy for them to just pick up right away. the distance from the ground can be sufficient. It just depends on the setting and the environmental noise. We're not going to go chase it down if we see a Sasquatch on the drone. We will pursue it with the drone.
From a height.
Yeah, from a height. And then perhaps if we can rotate batteries often enough and film it for a very long time, if we can notice it's approaching a road area, maybe getting someone to go cut it off as it where it has to cross the road or whatever, and filming it with a handheld at close proximity, that would be the ideal situation where we wouldn't try to actively like chase it down to within 10 yards and be like, hey, Bigfoot, I see you. And it's not going to be something like that. It's going to be trying to just get better footage ratios.
The X.
Whoops, sorry. I know, I see it. Oh, no, that was the live chat, Kirk. Dang it. I got it. So, yeah. I'm going to... Did you lose it or did it disappear? Or whatever.
It's right there in the middle.
Okay. It's a bear squatch. Okay.
So Scott was trying to drop down, get a closer view, but as he dropped down, the edge of the cliff got between his controller and the drone, and the signal got weak, so he can't get any lower.
SMG 2040. Yes, planes do in fact fly over actually most areas of North America now, at least enough to produce an audible hum, buzz, or...
Oh, it's right there at the bottom,
and
Scott.
I know this because of my recorders. But that being said, a drone does kind of sound distinctive.
Now it's in the middle.
So, I mean, it's a different enough
zoom in
sound.
on that.
So, whether or not Bigfoot would have any idea what the overhead sound is, I would probably not know or be leery about it at all. Different kind of bird, no big deal. Well, goes to pair breakdown. I would say that I think these things are very aware of what is normal, and they key in on very, very quickly on what is abnormal.
I don't know if that's it.
So if it heard it loud enough, I think it would be interested in what that noise is. But if, let's say, this thing was chilling like 150 yards from a highway where trailers buzz and rumble strips and planes fly over, people honk horns at campgrounds, probably not. But in a wilderness type situation, kind of where we are, we're not in a wilderness, but we're in a remote area, it's probably would be enough of an out of place sound to be worth paying attention to, be my guess.
The best case scenario, what we're hoping we see is a Sasquatch traveling, walking.
That is that the same thing?
We're not sure.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out.
Because that looks different.
Yeah, it went behind some woods.
Okay.
It's hiding.
Well, we don't know if it's hiding, but it just moved in a spot where we can't see it.
Listen to this,
Yeah.
Kirk. So cool to watch you guys doing your drone thermal survey while sitting in my house in, I believe it's Kempot, Cambodia. Love your
wow.
passion and the focus on your new technologies, Thank
Cambodia,
you. That's a
sweet.
long ways away. We appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Yeah, bear looking for Pringles. Yeah, about the Pringles. I thought about bringing Pringles, and it was in my list of things and getting ready for this, but I forgot to get the Pringles because we had to get some extra cables and stuff and a better camera set up.
Yeah, and he's been hungry and cranky all day because of it.
Yeah, for a variety of reasons, actually. If it sounds like 1,000 mosquitoes, they'll probably know. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying is it's a novel enough sound that something to it might be like, okay, what is going on? What's that noise?
Well, you're really down there, Scott, or close to the road.
He's doing what he can.
Well done.
Oh, shoot. Oh. So cool to watch this live. Thanks so much from the... Yeah, you're welcome, Walt 1A. I appreciate you being here and watching our stuff. We try to do these, about once a month. We'll do a live stream typically. We like bringing people out and seeing how we survey and look at stuff. And, that we're actually putting in the effort. From the drones to the trues to the long-term audio survey to the campouts to checking in with reports. We'll be doing a little bit more of, meeting witnesses and hearing their stories one-on-one for really high-quality reports. We'll be doing some of that in the near future. And then obviously we'll be tripping out to some
that's a good
different
view
areas
right there. So you got the creek next to the road, the forest road.
Yeah, so this is the old growth stand down below with some alder on the rim, and that's the road, and the old growth is in the bottom, and that's where I thought the animals would be coming up and down.
Awesome.
Where did you say the triangle of the Cascades? That would be from Rainier
the volcanic triangle.
Yeah, that would be from Rainier to Adams to St. Helens. That's the big old triangle. We're in the general vicinity of that area. So, how do you know if it's a bear or Bigfoot on the thermal? So, Sasquatches, from the few reports that I have interviewed of people looking at them through thermal and getting
you got
a view,
something there, Scott.
they look like a dome with a refrigerator shaped tower appearance. They're very upright. It's very rare for them to be on all fours. And even when they are, there's no pointed muzzle coming off. There's no hot ears. Bears waddle on all fours. Sasquatches, when they're reported, they don't waddle. There's no hip rotation and waddling at the shoulders and the hips. It's very much just the shoulders rolling, and there's a crowned head and very broad shoulders that look much wider than the hips and legs when they're supposedly noted being in a quadrupedal form. And even then, 99% of all sightings are biped. So they just look drastically different. And you can actually see this when you compare a bear on thermal imager to like the mock-up of Bart Catino's thermal imaging sighting from California up by Bumping Lake.
Yeah, not California, Bumping Lake, Washington.
No, yeah. Sorry, California Camp. I should have said camp.
Right.
Which is up at Bumping Lake. Let me see here. Gotcha, thanks. Yes, the way it walks is extremely significant. Like I said, Sasquatches, they're not doing on all fours when and if they're on all fours. They're not waddling. They're doing like what gorillas do, where the shoulders kind of roll and drop as they're dropping weight, and then they're looking and they're turning at the shoulder, so the lower back's doing a lot of twisting. Whereas in bear, they kind of waddle and the head swings and waves. And then they're pulling on stuff, they're flipping rocks, tearing into logs, or sniffing the air. Like you get a lot more neck and head up and down movement and back and forth. It just looks very drastic. After you've stared enough bears through thermal, it becomes very evident. Let me see.
I think we're done. We're caught up.
Oh, wow, we did catch up. I didn't think we were going to make it.
They're engrossed with Scott's thermal drone footage. They don't have time to type questions.
Yeah, so this area is pretty cool. We're filming it. We've got a lot of different biomes in this area colliding. Old growth wet forest floor. You can see the black. The black means that ground is cool and moist. It is
and
wet.
That's a dead tree probably right there.
Yeah, and that's it. There's dead snags. A lot of the vertical heated up
because the sun's been hitting it all day.
The sun's been soaking in. They're semi-hollow, and they just heat right up because they can be penetrated by the UV. They retain less water, so they just absorb more heat because the air in them heats up. So you can tell the snags apart a lot of the time. The black is dark because and showing up strongly because that's where there's a lot of moisture in the ground. So like wallows, marsh, and stream pathways. So there's some cliffs you can see up there. Those are cliff ledges. These are kind of areas that predators and omnivores who are looking down on the landscape can kind of hang out and look around.
Yeah, can you check those ledges out, Scott, or is it coming back?
Back for a battery.
Oh, okay.
I will check.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, but those cliffs are where animals can hang out and observe and listen to human traffic and monitor what's going on.
Ooh, that's a nice heat signature that was just showing
Flip. Yeah, that's all just heated rock.
Okay.
Yeah, we're flipped. So, yeah. Seeing anything else on there? Our drone can be up, 42 minutes, 48 minutes?
42.
About 42 minutes. Yeah, but we want to, yeah.
And he has 4 batteries. So
yep.
160 minutes.
No, we will not. No, I don't think any of us will be attending the Yakima Valley Bigfoot Con this year. We've been trying to stay local to focus a lot on our field work, and we're trying to establish a new conference, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, the Beyond the Footprint Bigfoot Festival and Cider Festival here in Packwood and Randall, Washington area. We're trying to establish because I'm helping put it together with the Commerce Board along with Matt Moneymaker of the BFRO and a number of others to make this a premier scientific and actual research centric. The drone's landing in the background, which is pretty cool. Centric conference. So if that's up your alley and you follow our channel, you'll love what we're doing at this conference. And we're going to be unveiling some very interesting things and sharing some cool topics and deep diving things we've never really covered on this channel prior. And it's going to be exciting. And we have speakers all the way from Texas to BC, Canada to here, covering, forensics, DNA collection, habitat survey. That's something I'm going to be focusing on. Report density, data mapping. Obviously, historical Bigfoot sightings. We're going to have, I believe, Mark Marcel's going to be there to cover stuff about Ape Canyon and all this other stuff. It's going to be
Mark Marcel. We forgot him earlier.
Yeah, and it's
Sorry,
going to
Mark.
be there's never been a conference like this, and this is coming from somebody who's attended a lot of different conferences, and we're doing a lot to make it very special for those interested in the topic in a deep way. So
Walt, yes, it's 10 o'clock p.m. here, and we'll be here for at least another
yes, Packwood, Washington.
hour.
Yeah. What do you do for your day jobs? Well, I used to work, I've worked a variety of different positions in a variety of different roles. I've been management, I've worked in tech a little bit, quality control, and more recently, some of the timber industry jobs. I've done a lot there, but now I kind of get to focus on this, and then I'm part-time a stay-at-home dad with my son. So, what the heck?
Did this happen again? Oh no!
What is going on?
It's that crazy thing when another video jumps in.
Why? What is going on? Sorry, folks. Our laptop just did something crazy.
I don't know what it's doing.
It's playing birds chirping.
We never
At least
freaked
it's not a car chase like last
out.
time.
Don't turn the freaking thing down.
Oh, can you kill the
Sound.
speaker on this? Yeah, because if it's going to microphone,
Okay, I don't know what that is.
that was wild. Can you guys still hear us? Let me see here. Backward. Look.
That's crazy. I don't.
Yeah, it kind of did. Did you capture anything on the audio on your solo camera? Yeah, it's included in the video.
Okay, can you people still hear that static?
Let me see. Are you two in Crimson Shane? Bar all members.
Excellent.
Okay, where did it go?
Scroll all the way up.
Down. Yeah. Can I see your phone for a second,
Yep.
just so I can get back to where we were?
We're at the
Okay, right here.
the key is
So yeah, it's in Packwood, Washington. Just to cover that again. Yeah, it's about 10 p.m. here, 10:08.
Sounds good.
what we need to know is if they can hear that
Yeah.
crap still.
Can't hear it.
Okay, he can't hear it. We're good.
Okay.
Thanks, Texas Bigfoot Rangers. We do the best we can. Yeah, I checked my audio from that solo video I did. The audio from the recorder and what it picked up. I didn't include the deer sounds because I didn't think that anyone would be interested in just hearing a deer make noise. But all the audio that was recorded that was pretty significant. That was meaning like not just a distant little pop or crack, but something more substantial. That's all in the video in the spectrographic overlay, which I usually do in my long form videos. So Bart, myself and Kirk are the BFRO established members in our project, and Rebecca Slick is also an established BFRO report investigator, like officially. But the BFRO and the Olympic Project, we have a lot of crossover, and we talk and interact and share strategies and stuff. But they're different data buckets because of, witness privacy and stuff like that. But we're operating off of, some basic similar information. But yes. But yeah, hopefully that answers that. Are you going to be filming? I'm assuming you mean the conference. Like, are you going to be filming it? I think some stuff will be commercially worked out. I'm unsure yet. We're waiting to look at what our prospects are for that. What might attract a Sasquatch? Banging on metal, doing weird human noises, shouting matches at each other.
Being different, something that they've not encountered before.
Yeah.
It piques their curiosity when we do something that most people don't do.
But yeah. Let me see here.
So if you're out in the woods squatching, just do something unusual.
Have there been any sightings of Bigfoot? Sorry, I'm trying to catch back up, folks. Give me just a minute.
And one of the things the last couple of years is we've been splitting into groups of 2 to 3 and to be like a quarter mile apart and then yelling back and forth to each other and with human emotion. And it seems to have worked a couple times. It piques their curiosity because the Sasquatches aren't used to campers or humans being in the woods at night doing that. And so it's like if you're walking through the airport or a grocery store and all of a sudden people start screaming at each other, it draws your attention. You can't help but look over there to figure out what's going on. And we think the same thing happens on Sasquatches or with Sasquatches.
All right, we're going to transition back to the drone, and I'm going to try to catch up on these comments. Thanks, folks. 1 second. But yes, Kirk's commentary is that's
yeah. We complained
on.
that they weren't giving us any questions. Now we can't keep up.
Yeah. All right, we're back on the drone. Has there ever been any sightings of Bigfoot in the area where killer whales have been sighted, like the San Juan Islands? Is there any connection and relationship between the Bigfoot and the orcas? I've not heard anything outside of some Native American storytelling. And even then, I think it's like a loose, just like lumping all of nature connectivity together. I've not heard anything very deliberately like this is a unique and cited thing. I'm not aware of that. Yeah, they can hear us. Hello from Bremerton. Thanks. That's you're pretty. And he says you guys are awesome.
Is that a rock, Scott?
I've been all over that area. It's awesome. Thanks for joining us, Lawrence. Let's see here. What do I am in LI? Oh, Ted Clark sends 1999. He says car chase. Yeah, the glasses. We appreciate that, Ted.
Well,
that's awesome.
Our last live stream was interrupted by a car chase, and we don't know how it happened.
It's funny. And then the next one, look, Texas Bigfoot
thank
Trackers.
you, Michael.
He says car chase money. So that's crazy. Pringles and car chases, man. It's just these weird little things that happen. I don't know. Okay. How about playing Eruption from the Van Halen?
Okay, yeah, that would be
that'd
interesting.
Attract
attention.
Yeah, something like that might work. I could think of a few songs like that. Like I could Take On Me. They could play that too. That might get a response. You know,
like the one I'm giving you right now.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Well, it's got that.
It's a nice song.
It's got that long.
Okay.
It's just it's different. It's not played in campsites. You know that. Have a portable theremin. Wonder how that would pique their interest. Yeah, I'm unsure. You have to look into that.
Sorry, Scott. What'd you say?
It's getting a little crusty over there on signal.
Okay. No. Yeah.
That's what you don't want to hear from Scott, the drone pilot. Is my signal's getting weak.
I have not. Oh, yes, I've seen the Free Willy movies, but I was not aware there was a new one.
Scott's trying to fly over to our campsite.
Okay, so what do you want me to do? Anything?
Nothing. No.
Okay.
This is what he's trying to find.
Okay,
so the hill between us is too big. All right, he can't make it over there.
Okay, did you guys know my comment about the Bigfoot screens? So Freeman heard in Oregon mountains in 1995 on the Travel Channel. No, I must have missed that. You have to explain that again. What do you think, Bigfoot? Think about the see the planes flying overhead. Let me see. Oh yes, Scott Walker. Yeah, you'll have to elaborate more on the Freeman Oregon stuff. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I might have missed it.
He said he was talking about that earlier. It was shown on History Channel.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to be
I'm not familiar with it either.
Yeah.
What about the top right?
Let me
What's
see.
that?
What do you think Bigfoots think when they see planes flying overhead over the forest and they see them? Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine. They just see these glistening. Yeah,
you
there's
want
a
to switch?
Yeah, I don't know where.
Okay. Okay, switching back. Yeah, I'm not sure
You're
what they think
switched.
of planes. That's an interesting concept. It is. They probably are like humans, weird stuff, want nothing to do with it, don't like hearing it, don't like seeing it. I don't know, something like that.
Well, yeah, it's unfortunate. The air traffic definitely makes a consistent sound, and I think it interferes with all wildlife. But I think they've all become accustomed to it and know that that's just part of life. It
Okay.
never ends.
We're going to flip back to the drone.
Back to the canyon.
We're back on the drone. Yeah, we've played musical instruments. I can see Chris Spencer's in the chat. Awesome.
Hey,
And,
Chris.
yeah. And he says flutes. Yes, that is correct. We've played flutes and drums. Basically hide drums before. I haven't done as much drums as I'd like to, but it's been done in our camps prior. Ooh, big open meadow and some stuff going on. Probably deer bedded would be my guess. Thanks, Terry Lipari. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Sorry. Welcome, 55 years of Squatchaholic. I love it. Let me see here. Oh yeah, Scott. One of SMG 2040 says at some point, Scott, if you could show
right there.
the people what we look like on a drone later. Oh yeah, just fly down on us. And,
Oh, that's us.
yeah, I can wave to the drone. Yeah, so that's us right there, folks. And yeah, I'll wave to the drone when he gets closer. Yeah, woo! I'm waving. Woo! Yeah, that's us. I'm sitting in my chair, as you can see. Dude, it's us watching ourselves while we're filming ourselves and watching ourselves. And there's our drone pilot. That's crazy. Yeah, that's kind of creepy to think about all that stuff.
Yeah, you can see our clothes are holding our heat in.
Okay, one second. Let me try to catch these.
Scott's a lot hotter.
Yeah, I was watching the Travel Channel about Bigfoot in 1995. These three men were in the Oregon mountains and they heard these very loud screams and they got so scared they ran back to the car. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of reports like that, honestly, Scott. Yeah, I'm sure they don't like the F-18s over bumping either, Kaiju. I'm pretty sure. And
Oh, I wanted to go back to what sounds we played. We played donkey and hyena one night, and that's something that the Sasquatches don't hear ever. And so when you play something that they're not familiar with, it piques their curiosity. They
Yes.
come in to check it out, and we had a nice encounter that night.
novelty, man. Novelty and weird stuff seems to get you an obligatory check-in sometimes. The drone's behind me. Kidding aside, in 2018, a Sasquatch followed me while I was birding here in Texas off the Guadalupe River. I was terrified.
There's the drone right there.
Changed my life. I bet. I've been followed. It's uncomfortable. Do you guys have any trees deployed near where you're sitting currently? We have some trees back up at the camp currently. Brought a family of 4 out on the road on the Hoh River Trail, cranking the song "Pump It Up" by Elvis Costello.
Okay.
They were bobbing and swaying to the beginning of the song. That's crazy.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's Bigfoot with an RV. Yeah. Obviously, we have the RV it's like our base. It's like where we can keep cold stuff and batteries and stuff. It's the Scott Burke Palace is what we call it.
Speaking of Scott, he's just recently retired.
Yep, he's retired, so you'll see a lot more Scott in the near future, and doing a lot more out here.
He's done working for the man.
Yeah, retirement, man, living the dream while we're dreaming to live. Have you seen the short clip where an apparent Bigfoot threw a stick at a drone while it was hovering over the tree line? I have not seen that. Lockdown 22. My first alleged Bigfoot sighting was with
Is that a landslide?
handheld thermal during the South Carolina Bigfoot expedition in 2007. Unfortunately, no recording capability with that borrowed unit. sorry, the stupid ads, man. I hate these ads, especially while you're doing a live. You should not have to watch an ad while you're running a live. Just give me a second here.
Well, you just ticked the algorithm off.
I don't care. I'm trying to get back to it. So when the ads pop up, it just scrambles the chat for me. So give me a second. All right, I think I'm back. Yeah, so those handheld units that you were using back in 2007, those were Raytheon XP200s.
Yep.
And they were a little like tan and black.
Thermal
eye.
Yep.
Very, very minimal resolution, but they didn't record on board, and they had to have this goofy backpack car lawnmower battery system to hook up to a DVR to record anything. It was very annoying. So yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. It's why we got so many reports, but not a lot of data from those sightings. But it is what it is. It's different now. Maybe you should try Vuvuzela. Maybe they are a World Cup fan. Yeah, I'm not sure, Steve. Not sure. Maybe we should get a glowing soccer ball. That'd be pretty interesting. Kick that around in the camp. What are the temps? Yeah, I'm going to switch back over to us. Yeah, try. What are the temps? What in this?
Yes, you're switched.
Yeah. The temps are like what? 53? 54? 55?
Pretty nice.
It's actually very cozy.
Yeah, and the wind stopped.
We got a warm front,
Quite
kind of,
pleasant.
actually. I thought it was going to get cold.
You can flip that.
Let me see. Okay, flipping back to the drone so you guys can see. I'm trying to get caught up on comments, but there's so many.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm trying to find a living creature in the thermal footage.
Well, you do that. We had a tree fall not long after the hyena calls. Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff that draws stuff in. Weird, non-normal wildlife sounds can do it, for sure. For sure.
Whales also.
Whales, camels, donkeys.
Camel vocalizations are just super weird. They're low frequency.
Try Russian singing. That's another one. Himalayan throat singing. I can tell you all that stuff is weird enough that it could draw something in.
It's going to appeal to the young Sasquatches to, what the heck is that? Got to go check that out. That sounds interesting. And the older Sasquatches, the alpha males, like, I got to figure out what kind of a threat that might be. I need to do a threat assessment and figure out who's in my forest.
Yeah. Scott Walker says the three men who got chased out of the woods, they think that it might have been chased by a mother and a father Sasquatch or Bigfoot protecting their young in the incident I just told you about.
That's quite possible.
I mean, that makes sense. Many times when they're defensive of a location, we think that there's a resource or a security point that they value, and that's why they're pushing people out.
And they escort you all the way.
Yep. Kaiju says, are there different thermal modes with that drone? Yeah, there's different palettes, but white hot. So this is important to understand.
Yes, this is a big point.
So when you are recording with any handheld thermal, when you start using other color palettes, it starts diffusing the level of detail to display certain thresholds of color, and you lose detail within the image. So sticking to something like right into white hot, don't use the Instalert. Instalert is not something you want to use, which is that one where it turns a certain number of heat pixels into red to make it stand out to your eye. You want to stay in white hot, or use something like sepia that retains the image detail. The sepia is for if you struggle with bright white light in your eye, but that will retain the most. But you want to stay in white hot for detail. Yeah. Trust me, as someone who's stared through hundreds of hours of thermal, I can tell the difference.
The other colors are fun to play around with, but if you are getting thermal video of a Sasquatch, you want white hot because it'll give you the most detail in that image. Yeah, out in the middle of that opening.
Okay, 1 second here. Those sounds they heard, they thought it was a coyote, but it was way too loud. But the coyote, someone in the comments said before, got taken down. It sounded like a hyena. Yeah, I'm unsure about that. I've not seen much about it. I'd have to get the link. If I ever come to America, I ever meet you guys, would you take me to look for people for my
Whoa,
first
that's
time?
moving. What is that?
Yeah, I can't promise anything like that. We're really just focused on our work. But we can refer you to a BFRO expedition, and you might bump into us on one of those. The BFRO is how we got started, and it framed a lot of what our understanding is and our, the tools we become accustomed to. It's a great place to start, is a BFRO expedition.
You think it's a rock, Scott?
Does this drone have a thermal color modes? Yeah, it's got other color palettes, yes. With black hot, white hot, Instalert, sepia,
Okay.
iron bow, rainbow, green hot, also called NV hot. But like I said, white hot is the one to go to. Just how accurate is the Bigfoot movie Willow Creek people getting chased out of the forest, or a morning stay of the forest, because it's like at the same with the guy telling the term the camera off. So how similar is it to real life? A real life Bigfoot encounter is way more intimidating than anything in that film. That being said, it's a good little media bit for people to kind of conceptualize around. But as someone who's had Sasquatch 30 feet from their tent, both of us can say pretty strongly that it's a way more intense thing than just a distant whoop like 180 yards away when it's screaming right outside your tent and you can't see anything. Like Kirk mentioned in one of our videos, the most terrifying part isn't when it's screaming, it's when it's silent, because you can't tell where it is.
Yeah. Or where the next scream is going to come from.
Oh yeah, could it be right over the tent?
Right.
Yeah. What drew in the one that was yelling "ee-ah" and did the emotional display? We did a host of things. We were flying little colorful drones around, and this is before the drone video craze. These were just RC drones. They had strobe lights and stuff. We had a fire. We cooked a little bit of jerky up in a pan with some bacon grease. And we had a number of guys sprawling out away from our main camp, setting up satellite camp and doing heights.
About?
We're talking about the EA. What led up to EA?
Oh, the EA in 2015.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
And we had a number of groups doing evening walks and radiating out, setting up little mini satellite camps. And we think all that activity disturbed something that had previously had the area to itself, and it got ticked off and came in and let us know. Yeah, Tasmanian devil growls are gnarly, and I have used those. I've not gotten a response from them, but I have used them.
Yeah, I've been watching Alone Australia, and they camp, and the Tasmanian devils, the actual little critter.
Yeah.
It's amazing the sound that it makes.
Oh, yeah.
It's not very big.
It's horrendous. Yes, there's a lot of down trees, Mark McClure. And that's the long vertical white lines you see laying down in the forest. Yep. Have you thought about call blasting whales? Yes, we've been call blasting whales and hyena calls and other sounds for a long time. Not with the drone though, but we've talked about it because our friend Shane Hamry, a friend of the channel, has a loudspeaker that's hooked up to his drone, and he can actually do that. But we've not done that specifically yet, but we've talked about it.
Well, back in 2012, we broadcast humpback whales at the BFRO expedition.
But not from a drone.
No, not from a drone.
Yeah, the solo videos, I'll be doing more of those in the near future. I really enjoy doing those and taking people along and getting to focus on doing the stuff, out there and really dial in and share with you guys the strategies and how to read the ground, tracking, and then understanding the environment and the impacts of humans on the environment.
The rest of us really like Nathan doing his solo camping trips also, because then we don't have to go out there with him. Just a joke.
Let me see here. Yeah, Chris has also just did a solo one. That was a cool video.
Yes, it was.
Got the bear. Great. Got the bear. Yeah, be sure to check out Chris's video, everybody. He got a bear kind of approaching his camp area, and he yelled at it.
Is that a rock?
Challenged the bear, and it ran away.
Uh-oh. We're losing control.
Yeah, the electrical feeling. That's interesting. I think part of that might be some kind of, rush of dopamine affecting the nervous system or something. That's a possibility. There's definitely a physical effect to high stress encounters like that can have lingering effects.
You losing the signal?
No, just see if they can move it.
Um,
No signal loss.
Okay, no signal loss.
I'll just pause and see.
Scott Walker, they can sound like so many different things, and we don't know the reasoning. We just know that they make a lot of different noises. But they can sound a lot like people yelling in the woods. They can sound like animals. They can seemingly sound like machinery sometimes, or metal. It's weird. We don't quite understand everything, and I guess that's our point. Is that's why we're out here studying, is to try to learn these things.
But their primary sounds are howls, whoops, and knocks.
Yeah.
And clacks. We're not sure how they do the knocks. They could be on their bodies, clapping their hands in front of their mouth.
Have you had anything walk up to your tents at night and mess with the tents that might have been a sound? I had something come up on my tent one time.
Can you zoom
Where
that,
was
Scott?
I? It might have been somewhere. It was somewhere in the Gifford. And mess around by my guy line, but I'm wondering if it wasn't a bear or something, but it's hard to say.
Oh, we need to remind everyone that Scott is a licensed drone pilot.
Yes, Part 107 certified. We do it by the book here. Let me see here. Thermal footage of the two Yowies was off the chain. Huge. Yeah, I've seen that footage. I want more analysis on it, but I like overall how it looks. I just want to see more on it. I think there needs to be more information out there on the setup, distance, sizes, gauging of the tree, estimating distance away, obstacles, comparisons. I want to see a lot more. I know there was some rudimentary stuff done, but we need more to confirm any kind of size profile. But it was interesting. Oh, stupid freaking ads, man. Can't get away from this stuff. It's for cereal. I don't care about cereal. I don't even eat cereal. Okay.
He saw an advertisement for a cereal.
Yeah, we get these chronic ads while we're streaming, which is just silly.
Okay, the drone, as you can see, had a warning that the battery's getting low, so Scott will be coming back.
Okay, flipping back to us.
Okay, you're good, Scott.
Let me see here. That's cool, Brenda Dixon. Always be taking photographs and videos, and especially the footprints and handprints. Check anything they can handle and be sure to document it. You can never document enough of any situation. There's so much information that becomes significant later. So always measure, document, record thoughts, feelings, write stuff down, whatever you got to do to document events to help digest and understand what happened at the time. Do they beat their chests? I think there's a good amount of evidence. Chris Spencer has recorded, and as well, I believe Shane Corson and a number of others have recorded some very interesting, which sound like chest beating.
It can be easily confused with grouse, ruffed grouse.
They
sounds, make that kind of a sound,
but it sounds drastically different.
Right, it's different.
And it actually, if you pull up gorilla chest beating and put it right next to it, they're very similar. It's weird. So I would not shy away from, trying to pay attention to recording for that kind of thing.
Correct.
Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, they can. There's plenty of space.
The drone is incoming.
Yeah, the drone's coming back in. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, we might draw somebody in. Oh, where we're camped, we found this giant pile of cougar poop.
Yeah. Two piles right next to where we were camping. Decent sized cat. Yeah, they can come in and stomp around your camp, Strong Eagle, man. I've heard of that.
Are you caught up?
Almost. One more. Scott Walker. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that story either. That some of this stuff I need some links to check out so I can trying to gauge what's going on with that.
Yeah, our email is in the channel description if you want to send us any information to have us look at video or listen to audio.
Yeah, do I think the soles of Bigfoot feet have thick calluses and therefore when they walk they may sound like a hooved animal walking? No, I don't. I think the calluses are much like human calluses, but obviously a little bit thicker and probably more prevalent. Just thicker dermis overall for walking on rough stuff. They have a big, bendy, pliable foot from all that we can tell based on tracks and stuff. So, and it's hard to be that bendy and pliable if it's hard like a hoof. So, yeah. And Chris makes a great point. Grouse don't drum at night, so that's another thing. Let me see here.
Here's the drone.
Yep, there's the drone. Strobing away. Autel Evo. Here's let me see here. Sorry, I'm trying to catch back up, folks. UFO behind you. Yeah, I don't know. I think we identified it pretty good. So,
Put it back over there.
It's okay.
yeah, someone just got stopped by the popo. I don't. Yeah, well, we had a car chase on the last one, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for this one, I guess. Yeah, I think Scott deserves a beer for his drone work tonight.
Dang right.
Or two.
Or a 12-pack.
Well, I mean, we can't hinder observation capabilities or anything, but definitely. Yeah, we got Scott here. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people. How's it going?
But yep, we did our little survey throughout.
Scott's from Montana.
Well, actually, let's back up. He's actually from this area generally. He's been here. He was here for a while before.
Yeah.
In Washington.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he actually had some snow tracks going through an area he was
His
living.
backyard.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep that secret. Obviously, can't give away all of our spots or anything. But he had experiences and sounds, recorded sounds, and all that.
Lots of that.
Well, that's how I met Scott. I was a BFR investigator, still am. And Scott had found the tracks through his backyard in the snow, and he submitted a report to the BFRO. And I went to investigate it and met him, and we've been buddies ever since.
Yeah. It's been great.
If anyone
Ride.
has questions for Scott, take advantage of this moment while we have him sitting
Sure.
down. So,
Like, how hard is the Part 107?
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't take the test.
Oh, that's right. You're you get to be a drone pilot
Yeah.
because you're a
Right.
plane pilot.
This guy
Yeah,
builds
right,
planes
yeah.
and paragliders and stuff
Yeah.
that I would never trust myself to do, and then flies them around.
Scuba
Yeah.
diving.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I did
he's
that.
he's an adventure life guy.
I was a scuba instructor.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
Went to West Point.
That's where I was a scuba instructor. Yeah.
yeah, this guy dives into everything.
Haven't dove in a while, but yeah, just flying now.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Skydiving.
No, none of that.
Well, I
None
mean,
of
with the
that.
drone.
No, not that. No,
But-
I don't do that.
Yeah, he didn't do normal skydiving. He jumped out of one plane and then into another plane.
Yeah, no, that's not a
Yeah,
Red
no.
Red Bull video.
Yeah, I'm not
you're
doing
thinking
that.
of. Not mine. Not
Okay.
suicidal.
All right, folks. I will real quick just before all y'all. I see some of you guys are checking out of here or anything. Time zone. Sorry, folks, but I'll just announce the other thing is so we are. I'll just cover it right now. So we are working in conjunction with Dr. Haskell Hart in an eDNA study. So we are looking to collect samples out here in the Western Washington area to work with Dr. Hart on. He is looking for a particular mutation set within a small section of the genome that is relevant in primates and hominids and such. within a band of about just over 200 base pairs. And we're looking for trace genetic material in the environment that shares what seems to be some of these key mutations that are kind of roughly traced to some high possible Sasquatch hair and skin samples and stuff like that. Like they came along with an interesting report with some other kind of trace evidence or encounter logged to them with witnesses and stuff. And we're contributing samples to this to hopefully build a good profile of what's going on in the Northwest from the species and how cataloging can be improved, as well as maybe trying to actually capture some genetic materials from a Sasquatch. So that's our goal, and we'll be refining that strategy going forward. And hopefully, as stuff moves on in the future, we can get more information and maybe get to a point where we get a genome. But it's very costly to do this. The test costs money. There's a lot of time going into locating places where you can extract this environmental DNA from waterways, where senescent cells and other materials gather on the surface of water, or water holding materials like moss or mud or whatever, or even out of tracks, trying to pull samples out of stuff like that where water's pooled up. So we are working on that, and we're excited to tell you guys about that. And
Bart Catino is fun.
yeah, I was in, just to cap that off. It's all of Study Sasquatch in conjunction the consolidated project of the Sasquatch Surveillance Project within our channel, with its mission to document the species, which is funded and provided for in a good deal by Bart Catino, our other funds guy and field operator. He gets out with us every year, and guys all go all gas and no brakes. Love it.
Yes, he is.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that with folks, and for anybody asking, that's what we've been working on. I've gotten a few emails about it, but we were excited to announce it to you guys, and for you guys. And if you guys got questions, feel free to message away in the comments. There's some stuff we can talk about, some of it we can't, but just know that we are pushing the envelope and trying to expand our reach and grow our knowledge base. That's what we're working on, trying to conduct real citizen science and take you guys along for the ride.
Any questions for Scott about the drone?
How much does that drone cost is number one.
The drone itself, well, the whole thing was probably about $4,000 ish, because I got a fancier controller, which was extra over the drone itself. So
Okay.
it's a bigger one, does HDMI out.
Talk loud, Scott.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I added some stuff. Also bought some more batteries. So yeah, it maybe ran north of that a little bit too.
Okay, real quick, just to answer this before we get
Yeah.
tossed out. Does Dr. Hart work with Darby, sharing information back and forth? I do not know that answer yet. I need to have more conversations with Dr. Hart about some of this stuff, but it is I've gotten to talk with him a little bit on the phone, but I've still got 10,000 questions, as you guys can imagine. And that is one of the things I will ask is going to be about, data exchange, try to sort things out or understand things, cross communication. We'll see. Let me see, just a lot of comments here. Do you think there is Bigfoot in the deep south of Patagonia, Argentina? I doubt it. I guess it's technically possible, but there just doesn't seem to be a real body of data for that I've seen. Only recently came across your channel and have been enjoying it very much. Wanted to say thank you for sharing so much with us and being so thorough. Yeah, of course. That's our thing. We're big into sharing and trying to turn people in the direction of like what critical thinking looks like, good research, good tools, and having people who specialize come together. Like, for instance, like I'm the nerd, the data guy, environmental biology nerd. So I kind of like help try to facilitate and present information and concepts, ideas. This guy's a specialist in flying stuff and, connecting us in this way like we can share with you now. And, plugging everything in a way that we can make it work and outside of each other's expertise to make something more great than it could be otherwise. And then we got Kirk here, our knowledge base, our traditional,
I just bug everybody.
yeah, connected and plugged in guy, and
Really good at that.
really good at like setting up the framework for how our organization is to function and the things that we can share and put out there. And then we got Chris, also diehard field researcher, and his wife Rebecca, who they get out, do audio, long-term audio servicing, as well as just document and share their thoughts on the audio, what it means, what sounds are natural, what are not. We each operate have a different strength and have a different, skill set to offer. And we collectively come together and try to squeeze the most out of these situations when we're out in the woods together, and, control each other's biases and use good critical thought, experimentation, and new tools, and try to package it all together in a way that can yield some results. So that's how we function. Let me see here. Thanks, McClure. Appreciate that. There's so many comments just rolling in out of nowhere.
Well, we better wrap it up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up here in just a few minutes. I just want to make sure I get to everybody at this last second here. Everybody, thanks for being here. It means the world that you guys are here for us and get to share in what we do. We couldn't do it without you guys. You guys facilitate us and let us know that it's what we're doing is worth something, and then obviously all the contributions you guys have put forth to keep us out here and expanding, like the better cameras, better audio, doing the drone flights, and the gas, the time, the money, all of it is important.
And good job, Nathan. He's responsible for the improved lighting and camera tonight.
Yeah, and the audio sounds better too.
Trying. All right, folks. Let me see here. I missed one thing. Yeah, Rebecca's photography is great. We would like to see a lot more photography included in our videos, the slides and stuff. And Rebecca takes great photos, and she notices the stuff that we just blunder right by. So it would be cool. Hopefully we can get some more of that to you guys, like see more of the little stuff going on, the little levels, and because she's good at finding out and seeing all the little things that I'm like, that's not a footprint. I don't know what I'm gonna keep going. But that's just me. She's got that detail. So yeah, it's awesome. Thanks, Scott Walker. We do what we can. All right, any other things we need to cover, guys, or are we about good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
All right, folks. We appreciate that.
Sorry we didn't see much with the drone. We tried.
Well, there was something. Something had.
And we did get. There was the bear potentially that we filmed. The big
it's
lumpy
coming up the hill
bear.
over here. It's probably heading down the road. I think it was right around the corner here. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to wrap this up, but stay tuned, and we hope that you join us for the Randall Packwood Beyond the Footprint Bigfoot Festival and Cidery and Conference. It's going to be a big deal. You can go to the website, beyondthefootprint.com, and you can look it up on Facebook. It's for the 2026 year page, and you can get your tickets now.
You can camp on site.
Yeah, you get to. So just to cover real quick. Yeah. You get to camp on site. It's a non-traditional layout. We're doing it where, there's big openings, areas that you can kind of go back in, be near the tree line. There are actually Sasquatch reports from the door of the conference building itself, less than 750 yards away, from historic reports from the actual door on the building. This setting is in the mountains. It's on the fringe of town, pushed right up to the creek system, into the foothills of the mountains, and it's in a section of hills where Bigfoot vocalizations have rung out in the past that you would have been able to hear from the parking lot.
Well, it's an old mill site.
It's an old mill site. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be unlike any. The views here are stunning. You can see the edge of Rainier. You can see all of the mountains surrounding the whole town, and there's a huge, rich history. Every mountain has a story. So we hope you can come join us and check it out, and we'll hopefully see you there. So
Yeah.
we'll try to include a link in the description by tomorrow morning in this video so you can jump in. So thanks everybody, and we will see you on the next one. So have a good night, everyone. And now I gotta figure out how to turn this off.
You hit the stop streaming button.
Where's that one?
I think it's right there. Was it right there?